average student who borrows to pay for college now graduates with about $26,000 of debt from their student loans.
As you well know, all over the world, countries do a far better job than we do in subsidizing higher education.
But not be charging our kids more to get a loan to go to college than we charge big financial institutions in order to finance their businesses.
Essentially, student debt is like HPV. If you go to college, you're almost certainly going to get it. And if you do, it will follow you for the rest of your life.
Student loan debt in this country has now accrued to $1.2 trillion, surpassing credit card debt and second to only mortgages in total U.S. debt. But as it becomes harder and harder for students to repay their loans, debt is still on the rise. Since 1985, college tuitions have risen at 5 times the rate of inflation. But government assistance has failed to evolve with that. Interest rates on loans have risen to historic levels, and this year the government is expected to profit by $50 billion off of student loans.
Oh, it definitely impacted it a lot. That was one of the biggest factors in deciding on where to go, was how much debt I was going to be when I graduated, with graduate school costs to keep in mind and the unlikelihood of getting jobs when you get out of college. Student debt when you graduate is one of the biggest concerns.
How much did cost factor into your decision?
A lot.
Would you care to elaborate?
Well, I was accepted into New York University, and the cost to attend was $69,000, and I got the extravagant financial aid package of $500. So it was a clear decision where I had to go.
How do you feel about the rising costs of college?
I feel like the cost will be a detriment to the student financial needs and will cause future problems with them because of the debt that will accumulate over time.
I didn't even realize this until I got into this issue, that the government makes a huge profit on students. How much do they make?
So let me just take one little slice of the loans. The loans from 2007 to 2012, just that part of the student loan portfolio, is on track right now to produce, after you pay the costs of the funds, after you pay the bad debt losses, after you pay the administrative costs, is on target to produce $66 billion in profits. To produce $66 billion in profits. To produce $66 billion in profits.
How do you feel about the fact that the federal government will make $50 billion this year off student loans?
I feel it's pretty bad because they should be having countermeasures to prevent all these students from having this much debt.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. The fact that the government can exploit young citizens like us when we're trying to receive what's one of the greatest tools we will ever receive in our lifetimes is just outrageous, and the fact that they make so much money off of it makes it even worse. Oh yeah, there's definitely been a drop-off. We're seeing now these big universities, classes with upwards of 200 students in them. I don't know how anyone can be expected to learn when there are 200 students in your class. And at the college I'm attending, for example, there was this huge scandal just recently about several fake classes that were going on there to bolster student-athletes' GPAs. And it just goes to show the new culture around college campuses that the education you give does not really matter as much.
And do you think there's been a drop in the quality of education one receives at college?
Yes.